To get started, we're going to read in some survey data in its simplest form. 12D is capable of reading in data from AutoCAD, MicroStation, MX, Keys, Geocomp, and a variety of other formats. But it's in its simplest format. We're just going to read in a simple XYZ file. So if we click on File I/O, Data Input, XYZ General. When the panel opens, we can select the file that we're going to read in. This file is currently contained in our working directory, so we simply click on the folder icon, click on Browse, go up one level, and you'll notice there appears to be no data in this working directory. This is because 12D is looking for the default star.dat file, and the file we are trying to open is an Excel CSV file. So if we click on the down arrow here and select all files, we can then pick on detailsurvey.csv. If you want to have a look at that file, we can simply click on the folder icon again and select Open. Microsoft Excel will open up and you'll see that we have 6 columns. We have the point number, the X coordinate, the Y coordinate, the Z coordinate, the string name, and the string number. So when we bring this data into 12D, we need to tell 12D what format this data is contained in. We could simply click on the Format tab and then select each one. We could say the point number is in column number 1, etc. But to ensure that we all read it in correctly, we've set up a parameter file which contains all this information. So if you click on the More Info folder button here, once again go to Browse, go up one level and select point number XYZ string and string number .xyf file. This is our parameter file for reading in this format XYZ file. Now we can click on Read, and you can see all this information is automatically filled in for us. Not only this, but under the Basic tab, you'll see that if we're not using a mapping file, which we will be when we'll come to that in a second, all our default lines will be yellow and our default points will be red. It doesn't, however, give you a default text style, so you must select this separately. We click on the Textile icon and just select any one, doesn't matter which one. We had no column headers, so we don't need to tick this on. No need to tick on Join All because we're going to use a mapping file. And anything that's not in the mapping file will go into a model called Unknown. If we now go across to the mapping file, you'll see our mapping file has already been selected. It comes from our working directory and is called gettingstarted.map file. And if I just open that up, click on Open, you'll see that in our Basic tab here, we use our code from the field, for example BB. It will go into a model called Topo Bank Bottom. It will be orange in color. It's a line style, and the line style will be BB. We have other tabs as well, including Fill. We have Solid Fill, for example, any water level will be filled in solid. We could also have a bitmap, a pattern, an AutoCAD, or a hatch fill. We have our symbols. So our string symbols will be for a station, or a tree, or a spot level. We can tell 12D whether these points are tinnable. So for example, bottom of bank obviously is going to be tinnable and also be a break line. If we selected no, it wouldn't be tinnable or be a break line, and if we selected points, then the points would be a tinnable, but the line itself would not be a break line. And you would have something like that for, say, a fence. We can also set up pipes and boundary strings. Our pipes, for example, would give it a code, whatever code, and then we can select either the invert or the obvert and the diameter of that pipe. That's a basic look at the mapping file. We can click on Finish now, and you'll note that we have a prefix of survey. So any of our data that is mapped using the mapping file will also then have a prefix survey. We can now just click on Read, and you'll notice that a new plan view opens up, plan view number 2, and the data is automatically turned on in this view. So we can click on Finish here and expand plan view number 2.